4 critical things that you have to do to stay relevant and to stay fit in cybersecurity going forward, particularly as a technical person. If you want to stay relevant in the future of cybersecurity, these are the key critical things that you have to do for yourself to upskill yourself to become better as we forge ahead in cybersecurity. A lot of conversations have been going on in terms of the landscape in cybersecurity space, just as we have seen in software development, whereby we've seen a lot of layoff. People are starting to ask, what is the future of cybersecurity? But I think that there's going to be a strong future for cybersecurity. It's not going to be like the software development. I think that there's going to be lots and lots of opportunities in the future as we forge ahead, because there's going to be much and more requirements for technical cybersecurity people that's going to defend the AI. There's going to put guardrails, security measures on the AI and the applications that is going to be running in the future. So there's going to be a lot to do in cybersecurity. So I believe strongly that there's going to be a lot of opportunities in cybersecurity. But going forward, there's going to be a little bit of change in terms of the kind of requirements that we have seen in the past and what we're going to be seeing in the future. So if you want to stay relevant in the field of cybersecurity, if you want to stay fit, if you want to be one of the major player in the area of cybersecurity, these are the 4 things that I think you need to start looking at from today. You need to start from today. If you've not been doing them before, you need to. Some of them you might have started doing them already, which is good. So I'm going to start with the first one. The first one is that you need to learn more about programming. You need to learn a very good level of software development. Not like becoming an expert, but at least you must have a strong fundamentals of software development. And I will advise you, start with Python. That has always been the advice over the year. But if you have the strength and the energy as well, I would say go for JavaScript as well, towards the back end of JavaScript. Do a little bit of back end relations of JavaScript, right? JavaScript back end with Python, that will be a great way for you to go. If you want to go deep into like coding, software for cybersecurity stuff, there might be other languages that you need to learn and stuff, but I'm not talking about that part in this particular video. I just want to talk about the basic skills that you're going to need. So Python will be a very good way for you to start, and a little bit of backend for JavaScript. The second one is AI. You need to learn about AI as much as you can. Try to learn as much as you can with AI, right? Supervised, unsupervised, machine learning, reinforcement learning. Learn about all of these things. Integration, security, policy, guardrails for AI. If you learn about those things, there are going to be a lot of opportunities in those spaces as well as we move ahead. The third one that I'm going to talk about is the security architecture. This might be a little bit towards the high end of things in terms of the level of experience that you have. You might need to have a little bit of experience before you can get to security architecture, but learn about security architecture as soon as you think that you are ready to get into that space, because security architecture is going to be a major thing whereby we start to think about where should the security be and how should it look like for an enterprise business. So I think security architecture will be one of the big things. One particular certification that I think you can go for is SABSA, right, which is Enterprise Security Architecture. SABSA, you can look at it online. It's going to be a very big one. So I mean, if you want to stay fit and stay relevant and stay critical in cybersecurity, to be part of the people that are going to lead the revolution that we're currently having in terms of how AI is changing the landscape and the requirements that we're going to be getting within cybersecurity for things that needs to be done, and the change in landscape of how we are saying things right now. I think those are the 4 things that you need to quickly start working on. The first one is build on your software development skills. Learn Python, learn a little bit of backend, maybe JavaScript or something like along that line. Learn AI security, machine learning, supervised learning, unsupervised learning, AI reinforcement learning, integration, deployment of AI, guardrails with AI, policies in AI. Look at all of these things, particularly if you're a technical person. And then the third thing is that, learn security architecture. I think the last one that I've actually not spoken about is leadership and communication. Leadership and communication is important, right? So you need to learn leadership and communication. You need to be likable. You need to learn how to communicate, how to interact with people, how to be helpful. And I tell people all the time, you do not have to be a manager, director, or whatever before you can be a leader in cybersecurity. You just need to be helpful. That is all you need to do. You need to be helpful. You need to be the kind of person that your manager can trust, that your manager knows that, no, if I have this guy, he's always going to be there for me, right? You have to be the kind of guy that your colleagues knows that, oh, I know that this guy is going to be there for me. If something happens, he's someone I can talk to. He's able to share information. He's able to advise me. He's able to give me the right information that I need to do my work. He's able to support me in any way that he can. You know, if you show those kind of responsibility and maturity, you prove yourself that you are worthy of having a space, and people will always love to work with you. So make sure you learn about leadership and communication, right? You are not going to be behaving like AI going forward. AI is going to be doing its thing, but you as a human being working within a security environment, you have to start behaving like human being. You have to start making the relationship happen, talking to people, and you know, making those friendship, and just being a likable and a very realistic person. And I think those are the core 4 critical things that you have to do if you want to stay relevant in cybersecurity going forward. I'll be sharing more content on leadership, cybersecurity, and technology and growth. I want you to grow. I want you to become a better version of yourself. So if you like those kind of content, like and subscribe this page. I'll be sharing more content on all of this as we go ahead. Thank you and cheers. Bye.